We all know history had some queens in history. But did you know Isabella of France had killed her husband? Well, let me explain. Isabella of France was born in 1295. But in 1308 Isabella of France was sent to England. But in 1308 Isabella of France married
Edward,
King
take
Edward
the
II.
Isabella to my wedded wife.
But Edward II favored his male companions, ignoring Isabella of France. But Isabella of France
You are
had
the
4
heir.
children.
Carry this name with honor.
But in
He breaks God's
1327
law
the
hands at
people
last.
hated Edward II.
No, Italian!
But Isabella of France watched in horror that Edward II had barons' wives and children imprisoned, and they left the barons' corpses to rot. But Edward II fled temporarily when they find shelter. Leaving Isabella of France there, she begged her husband to return and rescue her, but she was ignored. But she escaped from the ship, but her man and 2 of her ladies in waiting were killed in battle. But Isabella of France was so mad at her husband that she take a 10-month pilgrimage to around the country to cool off. But when Isabella of France goes to London, England and France were on a verge of war, and Edward ordered the arrest of all French people living in England, but Edward demanded that his wife swear an oath and loyalty to Isabella of France refused. But Spencer ordered all of the Queen's land and property and arrested her servants. And they even take her 4 children away from her and place them in the care of the Spencer family. This is the final straw. If Isabella of France had tried to be a good wife and queen and had been continuing down. But at the head of 100 ships filled with soldiers, Isabella of France, Herdberg and Edward sent sail for England. The Queen had no right to the English throne, but she was fighting at her son's behalf. The English people, exhausted from the king's rule, welcome her as a liberator. The Queen and her army met no resistance to march towards London.
By God's grace and England's right,
Isabella of
I
France
come
and
not
her
as
army
wife,
is going to
but as
invade
justice.
England. But Isabella of France armies defeated Edward II armies.
And for justice!
But in 1326 Hugh de Spencer the Younger was hanging and quartering and finally beheaded. But Edward II was imprisoned in Berkeley Castle. But in 1327 Edward II died. But in 1358 Isabella of France died. This is the story of Isabella of France.